I think the Beatles said it best. Life is happening where you're making other plans. These are some of the pictures I've saved over the years of about 40 years. Some of them are good and some are bad, but they're still just a little bit of pictures, a glimpse into the past. Doesn't take long to see them, and who you might see yourself in some of these pictures. As you look at these pictures, you'll see that a lot of times some of it has to do with fun and some of it has to do with hard work. Most of it was hard work. A couple of things I'd like to point out is life's candle burning. You do not realize how fast the time is going until it is all gone. As you look at these pictures, you can see some of us are aging, and you also can see a couple of places I tried to avoid the aging by dyeing my hair. It makes me look like Wayne Newton. It's a real mistake a lot of times to do things that tell you because you get bad advice. There's a couple of pictures of Jenny and me, and there's Steve at a younger date looking at my cars. And there was a time when Jill was a lot happier. Tom and Susie, and there's Tom and I having lunch at a Japanese restaurant. Aunt Frances and Julie, God bless her soul. And there's old Wayne again on the ocean. And Doris was my secretary, and Billy, Carol's second sister, and that's Pat, Patricia, France's daughter. There I am with my sports coat on, looking pretty good. And that's Ed, long live him. And that is Ronnie and myself, and Janie and her mother. And there's the three of us, Dale and me, and Ronnie. There is Janie and me. Janie's hair looks really good. She's a pretty girl. There's, I think, John and his brother, Jack. There's old Jack. And there's Janie and I again, and Dale. There's your mother. And Dale and I sitting together on the beach. There's Ronnie's wife, Karen, Jeannie Ann, and they were all are for having breakfast. Memories get away, time flies before you even know it. Here's some shots of Debbie and Anna. Debbie was really good with Anna, teaching her how to swim. It was a pretty nice time. There's little Anna, and there's Anna playing with the fireworks with little bitty hands, and Jacob trying to put his boots on. And there's Anna again. Jill at a happier time, and Debbie and Anna, and there's Jacob. Time flies so fast you can't even believe. There I am with my nice gray hair. Sometimes it's better to leave things along the way they are. There's Carolyn at Yosemite. We had a good time. This is our first time to be together. 1997, we rode our bicycles. We were young, even though we were old. When you start dyeing your hair, it changes you completely. Sometimes you get bad advice. Janie and the family at the Universal Studios, and there's Jill at a happier time, and there's a little round-headed Jacob and Carolyn, and there's the three of us. I've tried really hard over the last 30 years to make Jill part of our family. We drove all the way to Eureka to bring her up to Yosemite so we could share time with David at his condo. I don't think Jill enjoyed any of it. Ever since then, Jill has been pretty much against me. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the way it is. Every day was a hassle with her. My hair looks really good there. Our backyard with fresh green grass. The house being the house being reconstructed. There's my dog Buffy. Buffy again. David and Carolyn, and my buddy Buffy. And there we are at Tahoe. But dark hair makes me look too dark. Steve and his motorcycles. I was glad when he quit riding them and doesn't have to drive them every day like he did for a while going to work at Bungie. Steve and I had breakfast, at a place that uses avionics, airplanes, up in Seattle. There's Licorice, my good dog, and Buffy and Carolyn. There's a man and his dog. I love that dog. Carolyn and Debbie at the farmer's market. Me pretending to ride the motorcycle, and that's at the farmer's market. Steve in his little room. Debbie and Steve. And Debbie. Debbie and Steve on a happy day. And Steve at Christmas. And Debbie, nice picture of Debbie. And there we are getting tomatoes at the farmer's market. And Carolyn got some flowers. Time flies pretty fast. This is up Lake Tahoe, and there's David. There's David again. David likes to dress up really nice. He looks very nice. Carolyn, Mrs. the cooking lady. And there's David, looks nice in his nice red clothes. I think the most important thing I learned from these pictures, you should let yourself just be natural. It doesn't do any good to try to fake your age. Let it be what it is. Sam came to town and he was responsible for me dyeing my hair really dark. He thought it would make me look younger, but I think it makes you look harsh, unnatural. There's Debbie, Steve, Debbie again. This is a very interesting story. My mother said if you try that road, you could make it, but most people won't try it. All you have to do is try, and you make it to our house. But the road's so rough, most people would not try it. There's Dale and my mother and Janie, and that is the end of the program. I'll have to put the end on here. I hope you enjoyed it, and think about one thing. Life is short. Love each other, love the Lord, and be thankful for everything you have.